What's up, everybody? It's your boy Mashano, and I'm back again. If you're new to the channel, kindly hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Let's keep it going. So today I'm reacting to a video by JustPearlyThings, and the topic for discussion is, should men get married? And before I even get into the video, this question makes it seem like marriage is almost redundant with my generation. And there are so many factors that I can point out to why it seems so. I think people are looking to the wrong places, especially with social media, and also talking to the wrong people, listening to wrong people like celebrities. In my opinion, that's what I think. I think people are just looking to the wrong places. People are listening to the wrong people. Well, that's to me. I don't know what the main discussion was about, so let's check it out.
Is marriage outdated in 2022?
Why you smile when you look at me when you say that?
I was looking at the panel,
okay,
actually.
cool.
I looked at him too, but
Okay.
I looked at both of you because you're first.
No, I just
Okay.
You know what I think.
No, you go first.
No, you know what it is. I don't even know what I think anymore. These people been just. I don't even know.
Marriage outdated.
I think the law has made it really, really unappealing for men. I think there's no need for a man. I know I keep going on about my religious belief, but if you've got religion, I can understand why you get married. But even then, I don't think you should do it legally. But if you haven't got any religious reasons or anything like that, I don't understand why anybody, man or woman, would get married, because it's designed to make you turn against each other. The law just puts you against each other, and it's a horrible way to do it.
Would you have a family without marriage?
Not without an Islamic one, no. But without a legal one, yeah.
You'd be cool?
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
Do you think the law is there to pit partners against each other when they get married? I was thinking it was there to protect both parties, but well, probably in the West, not here in Ghana.
What about you two?
Personally, religious wise, I feel like marriage is needed.
But yeah, I've heard of cases where they were in the process of divorce, like in the courts, right, where the judges wouldn't even listen to the man's side of the story, or wouldn't even, hear the man's side, and then passes judgment that half of the man's properties be given to. It's a popular story. We've all heard it before with the former Black Star player. We've all heard it before. And then later on, the right thing was done. So, yeah, to some extent, it happens here.
Commit to someone in the eyes of God, you know what I'm saying? And in front of your people that, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? So you dedicate to each other. It's more like a, how can I say? I think it's more official. That's what I feel anyway.
I think the idea of it's nice. If you're lucky enough to find someone that you can just fully trust and be with forever, then great. But obviously for a lot of people, it doesn't work out. Do you know what I mean?
I'll just say, I think it's just a Western problem, really and truly. I believe if you're in a society where religious values or any sort of general consensus where people have equal values and set rules, I think in that kind of society, you can probably make it work. But in a society where we have the kind of settings where women are paid to leave, that kind of thing, and all of that, it just makes it really, really hard. Because you could literally have a good marriage going, and then years down the line, something happens, and then the woman sees it as an opportunity to leave. And that's how we see the billionaires coming out, innit?
Yeah, that's kind of, real, because if you are incentivizing divorce, and mind you, a lot of people are getting married not necessarily because they love their partners, right? People are getting married not necessarily because they love this man or love the woman, but mostly it's the women not loving the men. Let's be honest. So if they are being incentivized to leave the marriages, men are also going to hold back. Since women control sex and then men control relationships and marriages, men will tend to hold back whether they want to commit to a woman or not. So the system is also playing a big role in why men are not committing.
I'm curious. Do you guys want to get married?
So I want to get married, but the manosphere knows I want to get married. They're not for marriage over here, but I'll explain. So basically, ever since we started speaking about it and was talking about the other options, I think I've been more open to some of the other options, like what you're saying as well about being married in a religious way, but maybe not like legal way, whatever. Only because of all the stories and everything that goes with it. But I believe in the institution of marriage and what it represents and the family unit, because my parents have been married over 40 years. I got 4 other siblings. They're all married and all with a child. So I come from that unit. So I'm the only one that's not married. So I do believe in it. But I just think the more and more I do this, and the more and more I probably listen to people and the people that have been married, people that have come in with good intention. But then again, like King was saying over there, like, I just think in a Western world, when you have these traditional values and stuff, it makes it a lot harder for you to move.
All right, so he mentioned something that is very real, listening to people's stories. And that is a major factor. It's a huge problem. You cannot be listening to people who have failed at something. Take, for example, when we were in school, we don't go to the guy who failed, who had the worst marks when it comes to mathematics. We don't go to him and ask him, oh, how did you perform so badly? Can you teach us so that we don't apply your formula when we are solving the next questions? We are all geared towards the guy who did well and asking him to teach us what formulas and what did he do to arrive at his solutions. I think that's the same logic we should be applying to things like marriage. You cannot be listening to people who have failed at it. You should be listening to people, talking to people who have been successful over the years. People who have been successful 10 years, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. When you talk to these people, they are like, let's take, for example, you are talking to a divorcee. A divorcee doesn't have the solutions to the problems. That is why they are divorcees. If they had solutions, they would have gone past the point of dissolving the marriage. So for them, when you're listening to them and speaking to them, they are going to be speaking to you from a place of pain and toxicity. They are not going to help you in any way. They are just going to tell you, oh, he did this to me, she did that to me, she did this, she did this, she did that. That is why it ended. So their final destination of whatever they're going to be impacting you with is divorce. But when you talk to people who have been successful, who are still in marriage, they will tell you, yes, we got to where this point that this divorcee got to, and this is how we overcame it. Their stories always have the challenges in there and how they overcame it, right? Nobody talks to people who fail to use their formulas to avoid failure. Nobody does that. Talk to people who have been successful. How did you do it? How did you overcome this? And that is how we become better. But you cannot be listening to, especially celebrities. A lot of people pay attention to celebrities a lot. You hear, oh, so and so's marriage just collapsed. And people are like, fear men, fear women. Celebrities haven't figured it out themselves. Celebrities are good at one thing. That is their job. And that's why they're making so much money out of the jobs that they do. They haven't figured out life. They haven't figured out anything apart from their jobs. That is why they're making money out of it. If you figure out something so well, you make money out of it. And that's it. Sorry for the long rant, but I just had to put it out there.
And you just got to be aware that if you do think like this, not everyone's going to think like that, And because I've been in this a little bit longer, so I'm hearing stories of 20 years, 30 years, everything's been good, and then people are saying, oh, you don't know what she's done to me. And it's so it just kind of, I don't know, man, I just... Like, yeah.
I guess it's a risk.
It's a risk, innit? It's a risk. But I think, sorry, Pearl, what you said before when we spoke about it, you said for average men, I think it's a very bad risk. Like, it's not as good. But if you're a multi-millionaire, yeah, it's going to hurt you. But billionaire, you're likely to be all right after that and come back. But for someone that's, they haven't got the same resources, and then they get divorced at 50, 55, and she takes half, and then they have to now work, and these are some of the things that can lead to male suicide and the stress of it all. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I just think, it's quite a precarious one.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to get married, but I need to be at a certain point in life before I can do that. Do you know what I mean? Like you said, if things go badly, you want to know that it's not going to impact you to the point where you're down and out, so that if it does go wrong, you've still got enough to just continue. And also, I think, obviously, if you've got kids, or if you want to have kids, it plays a big part, because I definitely believe in I never grew up in that kind of household, but I always felt like I would have liked to have grown up in a household with two parents that are married and actually see that. So I'd like to give my kids that one day.
So, bro,
It is a very long clip, so I think I'll continue the second part of the discussion. I think they're entering single parent household and how it affects the children and all that. I'll come back and give my reaction to that. Until then, I remain your boy Mashano. Like and subscribe. Peace.